everything was going just fine. Hello there. Oh, man, this has been frustrating. Okay, well, you popped out again. I don't know who it is. It's early morning. It's early morning. And I'm finally loving my life. Just like we all should be all of the time. Actually, I should be doing that a little slower. It's early morning, and I'm finally loving my life. Just like I should have been the whole daggum time. So, whoever is trying to watch, basically, I had scheduled the live so that what I could do is schedule it. I finished up cooking something, which I ain't eating yet or nothing, but I have it ready so whenever I just want to eat. And then, so when I schedule it, then I'm able to go in to my own chat and add like anything in there and pin a chat. And like, it's frustrating because I've started the stream. It seemed to be doing well. I was beating a bucket. I was talking. There was one person popping in and out. I don't know who you were. Don't know if you were the same person that's watching right now. I don't ever know who is watching until someone is chatting. And then, so at this moment, if I'm having any issues with seeing a chat, then I don't necessarily know until a few people show up, and then I'll start knowing, like if I'm not seeing anything, any interaction, I might have a problem like I did before a few months ago. But I was wanting to pin, like sometimes I'll pin my, if anybody wants to help me out or anything, I'll pin my information there, or I'll just say a good comment and pin it, telling everybody thanks, welcome to the chat or something like that. I'm going to start doing that more often, but if there's a way for me to actually interact and put something in my own chat right now, I don't know how to do it while I'm actually doing it live. The only way I know to do is schedule a live, come out of the scheduled live before I'm going to go live, go into where I scheduled it, then I'm able to go into my own chat and type in stuff. Go figure. I'm no genius when it comes to all these things, with YouTube or social. Like, I just happen to be like, for the longest time, I did not have a cell phone, not even a flip cell phone. And then, finally I did evolve into getting a phone and then a smartphone and then all that kind of stuff. And I finally learned how to, I don't know what they're barking at. Oh, somebody pulling in here. Not into my trailer, but like into the trailer park. And I'm starting to get tired of that. Like the puppy that belonged to Ladybird, little big girl. She's gotten to where it was at one time where she was only kind of barking and chasing at cars that she didn't recognize. But it's almost like any vehicle that wants to... if she's outside and a vehicle she don't recognize pulls into the trailer park at all, she wants to bark at it and chase it to whatever driveway it's pulling into. So that's, as long as she's not trying to hurt nobody or nobody runs over her. But I don't need, And of course, I'm in the living room today. I thought the lighting is better in here just because there's a lot of windows. Like in my room, I don't have but one window, and I have it covered up right now. Like I don't have, like I've got a cover over it, trying to need to put plastic on really to help keep the air out. I see somebody's watching. Let's see. If you are like trying to chat with me and I'm not seeing it, I don't know how I'm gonna know. Like the one time that happened, the reasoning I think behind what I thought happened was because I scheduled it on a different device, and instead of going live on the actual device I scheduled it on, I went on another, the other device, started the live stream, and then I was. For whatever reason, there was 2 or 3 people trying to chat with me, and I couldn't see it till I ended the stream. I could see they were there, but I couldn't see their messages. So, I guess I'm saying I have no clue. Let's see. I'm just going to wait a little bit longer. Let's see if somebody... Like, what I'm trying to decide is, am I having trouble or is everything fine? So, if we run another few minutes and because there's been up to 2 people here in the chat. 1 person is watching right now. At least 2 people have been up watching. If you can, say something in the chat and let me see if I see it. Just say hi, whatever, something. And then I'm gonna give it a few seconds. I'm gonna see if I can see anything, if whoever is watching did. Okay, there you go. Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. I don't recognize your name here. You'll have to forgive me if I appreciate it. You'll have to forgive me if I've never seen you in a chat, or I haven't ever noticed anything in a comment, so I don't know if you're subscribed or if you just happen to come across this. And the name that you have, the Zio Hong. Is it Zio Hong? Hong? Do I pronounce the H? I made a mistake of thinking that one person that's been following the channel for a while and coming into the live streams yesterday, I, for some reason, thought that they were in India and from India, and they live in Louisiana. But I do have several people that come in from time to other countries, We got several people subscribed to here from Canada, people from England. There's a few Australian people that check out the channel. I mentioned the other day, there's a Zabi Zep. He comes in from time to time, and he's from Hungary. Okay, I just saw your name and was just trying to, tell me if I'm wrong. It looks like maybe, am I right? Asian descent. I don't know. It's not, I'm not trying to be nosy. I'm just, was trying to just kind of get an idea of, background. I don't know. So, yeah, I'm just chilling too. And sometimes while I'm waiting to see if anybody shows up, I'll be beating on my bucket. Ow, I just about poked my eye out. Oh, geez. Golly, I better calm down. So, I do see the chat, and I see that you're there. There's a second person here, and I appreciate whoever is here. I'm going to stay on for a little while. I was having trouble. I was trying to schedule it so that I could type in stuff into my chat, And I really don't know exactly how to, I don't know if I can be doing this on this device right now and go into my chat from the same device. I think I might have to turn on my hotspot. Anyway, point being, probably 20 minutes ago, I was live for about 7 minutes, and somehow I accidentally ended the live. And then I had several minutes of being frustrated trying to reschedule it and trying to go back into a chat, and I kept messing up and having to delete my my reschedule. And I was like, you know what? Just go live. Don't worry about putting anything in the chat, because usually I put like a Cash App or something like that in case somebody's wanting to help out or something. And then I like to say something, I'll go in and like start the conversation. I'll be like, hey, or this and that. But how is everybody that is here? That's a good question. I'm just as interested I'm interested in knowing about you guys, just like if you're interested in getting to know a little bit about me, you know what I mean? And so let me okay. So why there's I see that there's 4 people here. If you could, whoever is watching, I hate asking stuff like this, but it is, it's part of the system and it does help to promote the videos and stuff. But if you can think about it, hit that like button. It helps push the algorithm and make the channel be shown to more people, and people find what we're doing here, which is not a lot other than I just like to share my life. I like to talk about my relationship with what guides me in my life and stuff like that, my creator. I like to, today I was going through some old videos of some stop motion animation I've done before, because I just hadn't collected any action figures in well over half a year. I kind of just decided I was going to quit, and matter of fact, I was trying to give some of the stuff away. I sent a box to a friend already, and I'm long overdue for sending him another box. I'm not even talking about the comics that I owe to Gideon, and those are going to be going out for sure this coming time. I'm not going to let anything stop me on that, because he did win that giveaway, and I still do, but I want to try to get everything a little bit more secure and refined before. So I realized I'm behind on announcing another giveaway for that book that I used to share, 50 Things That Really Matter. But nobody's holding me to the fire right now. I just want to get it, eventually get that video out. I want to try to maybe upload a video this week announcing it, showing the book, reading something from the book, in case anybody, because it's been a while since we ended that. I want to read a story or two, like read something from the book, share the cover, show it to you, talk about it, and this is what we're doing. And that way, anybody that's new to the channel that never saw me covering that book, I went through that whole book, 50 Things That Really Matter. There's several different books that I've shared that I felt helped me and inspired me. And I like to do that, share sometimes things that I have read or influenced me in my life. Like right now, I share just about every day from a daily devotional. It's not every day, because there's some days that I'm not feeling as good as others and stuff, but let's see. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to kind of beat on the bucket for a second and just see where we're going here. On my second channel, Grey Cloud's Thoughts, I want to, if anybody here happened to comment on that video I did this morning, I appreciate it. I don't know if you were there, but I had asked anybody for advice on maybe some things you would like to hear me cover on the second channel, because the intention of the second channel is that will be where, if I want to talk about current events, such as, let's say, the fires going on in LA, or the drones that were happening and driving everybody crazy last month, or if I want to discuss a movie I like, or a book I do, or a comic book, or something of pop culture status that interests me. But what I was getting at is looking through those videos of some of the toy videos I had made. It got me like kind of wanting to not, like I never intended to completely give it up. It's just I needed to stop for a while and try to prioritize. And then I'm still a little bit behind on my priorities. And I feel like I'm talking y'all's ear off. And, but there's been a consistent, there's at least 2 people here now, and there's been up to 5 people at one time. Actually, just probably 2 minutes ago, it showed 7. And whoever hit the like button, I appreciate it. So let's just, if you have anything that interesting you need to discuss, bring it up. What I was going to say is in my second channel video, I was expressing like that the reason that content ain't going up over there as much is just because I want to try my best to distinguish that when you go to my second channel, you're getting something a little bit different than what I'm doing here. So you're still going to get a little bit of the same stuff because it's the same guy, Greycloud. And, but what I'm wanting to do is instead of trying to do everything on one channel, like, at one time I was trying to cover my action figures. I was trying to cover my spiritual side of life. I was trying to cover reading certain books to people on a daily or several times a week. You know what I mean? Sharing Way of the Wizard, 50 Things That Really Mattered, Living a Life of Awareness. A lot of books that are inspirational or like self-improvement or just spiritual that, like I said, helped me in life. Or I have just recently found and started reading and was like, I think I want to share this with the people. Okay. Where am I going in life? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna say? And who am I gonna say it to? Boo. Where am I going in life? I kind of got off key there. Or not key, but not that I'm a singer. There's just something that a week or 2 ago I was doing a live stream, beating on the bucket, and just kind of came up with that. And I've been trying to just like play around with it. And remember what it was I said. Just 4 simple lines, but where am I going in life? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna say? Who am I gonna say it to? I don't know. I like being creative. But, so, there was a few questions like, on the video that I did this morning on my second channel, one comment, Gideon commented and said he would love to, he was glad that I am going to still use that channel and try to utilize it. And he suggested he would love to hear, a review or just me talking about certain, like a movie or, like I said, certain comic books that I might like or something. I don't have a huge collection or anything, but discuss some of the pop media stuff that I do enjoy. Might even I could even talk about some of the music I listen to, I don't know how many people out there would be interested in the type of music that I mainly listen to, but I listen to a whole wide range of stuff from very extreme metal, type punk, hardcore, to old country, like, the real country, outlaw country, to certain types of hip hop and rap. It just a lot of it based on how I'm feeling and what the message of the songs are. Like if somebody's making music that's not really trying to enlighten anybody or like, connect to anybody other than just on a very superficial level, then I'm not into that kind of music. Like most anything that's on your top 40 playlists and stuff, you're not going to see Greycloud listening to. Unless he just happens to be somewhere that happens to be playing the radio and have those songs come on. So I know that I can see, I've had one person chat, so I know the chat's working. And then I've got several people popping in and out. So I got to stop worrying about that because, if somebody's just watching and that's all they want to do, that's totally fine, isn't it? It's just, I think the whole point of me even going into people's live streams is because I like to, well, sometimes there's certain live streams I've been in the chat in where there's so many people in the chat that there's no point in trying to chat unless you got the money to super chat or something, which I have done before. I've super chatted several of my friends' channels and stuff when they're doing live streams. Even at some point been members. I mean, I can't always maintain it, but I try to support who I can. Whether that be just subscribing or commenting, hitting the like buttons, sharing their videos, or, giving shout outs sometimes. Alita. Yeah, I can play the drums. All I have is a bucket. I actually mentioned this earlier. I haven't played a drum set in a while. I have a drum set in North Carolina, but I haven't been in North Carolina in like almost 6 years. So, and it's not I don't even have a hi-hat with it, but I did have a ride cymbal and, bass drum snare, 2 toms. Yeah, I like to mess around. I had grand plans last year of hopefully by the end of the year, I was hoping to have some type of, electronic drum set where I could I never had an electronic drum set, but they make them now where you can set the sounds and get just about any sound out of each one you want. So if I want it to sound I could make each one sound exactly like I wanted. And if I wanted it to sound like rock drums, I can do that, So it was interesting to me. I do prefer an actual real kit, but from where electric drum sets came to where they're at now, they sound pretty good. And I would like to experiment. Like here in this trailer, if I had one of those, I could play it at any time with my headphones on. Well, even if you didn't have headphones, I could just have a little, but you know what I mean? I could have my headphones on at any time. Like if at 3 a.m. I was bored and couldn't sleep, I could get on that little drum set with my headphones and pop, 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 So, yeah, and in the 90s, I played in a band. Well, I played in a couple of bands, but there was one particular band that I played in. It was a heavy band. We were together for about 4 years, did a lot of shows. Put out quite a few demos. We were featured on a couple of CDs, a couple of 7-inch records. We're on a split 7-inch. So we had a little bit of a notoriety in the scene that we were in. And I shot all that to hell. My drug use and stuff back then, I was on a death wish. I was trying to I was living a hard life and not caring. And I kind of gave up on a lot of things, and substance abuse became more important than playing music at the time, and that's why the other guys parted with me. And I could have kept the name of the band, kept all the songs and everything, and just replaced the members, and so I never did. But where am I going in life? What am I gonna do? Where am I going in life? I didn't do it just right, but where am I going in life? That's a little. Where am I going in life? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna say? And who will I say it to? Question is, would anybody be listening, what am I going to do with my life? Or where am I going? What am I going to do? What am I going to say? And who am I going to say it to? Then I guess the next question would be, How old am I? Well, no, I just turned 51 Earth years old. Like, what, about 2 weeks? Well, has it been almost 2 weeks? December 30th was my birthday. So, and yeah, I know I look probably a lot older, but I don't know. I've had people, like, if I shaved, it doesn't, it's not quite like, I think sometimes I appear to be older just because of, a big old burly beard, and of course I am, it's long overdue. I need to shave my head. I don't have any clippers though. Yeah, I'm 51. Never thought I'd see that far. And, I gotta say, I'm happy to be alive today. Especially, it's good to say that because for the past couple of weeks I'd been in a little bit of a bad spot. I'd dabbled, like, kind of went off the wagon and spent several days in a bottle. Like, not one, not like, but continuous every day trying to avoid reality. And I'd been doing really good on not being all messed up like that. And I don't know what got into me. I don't know what was bothering me, but I was just having a hard time in the mornings, not wanting to get up and not wanting to do crap. I think I was suffering a little bit. I was a little bit down. There's a little bit of depression going on there. 1973. You're about right. You're kind of, yeah, I can tell you're doing you must be doing yeah, no, 73. Because it was right at December 30th. See, I was born right, you know what I mean? Like right before New Year's. I could have easily been a New Year's baby. So it was 1973, about to be 74. So, yeah, I'm a Generation X. I graduated high school. I actually did graduate in 1992. Actually voted that year, when I turned 18. And, never voted again. But, and now looking back on it, I don't know if I was to tell you who I voted for then, like now looking back, I probably would. The only reason I even really did because it was being forced, like my mom was like, well, you got to vote. You're old enough to vote. That's a right. You got to do it. And then, of course, I just leaned into what she was going with, which was Clinton at the time. I didn't really have much of an opinion because for many years, politics absolutely didn't interest me. Now, the past 5 years, with everything that's went on with the pandemic and all that kind of stuff, you better believe that I became a little bit more interested. You know what I mean? Like, I knew something was up in the very beginning of all that. But I've never trusted government per se. But yeah, that's pretty impressive if you were doing that right in your head. I mean, I can do math in my head, but I don't like to. That's what I say calculators were made for. But, if I got to figure it out, if I have to figure out something like a mathematical problem, and I can do some in my head, and then depending on how big it was, on paper it'd be better. No, I don't have children. Was never in my cards. Now I've been with, I've had several partners in my life that had children, and children love me. I get along with children. A lot of times they're like gravitated to me, but I'm not like, I'm introverted and outroverted at the same time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, there's many times that I would rather just stick to myself and be by myself, but I spend so much time by myself. When I'm able to talk and get out and be around people, it is nice, and I like to interact. It just depends on if the interaction's good, When you're not having good communication with anybody, I don't see any point, I have a sister in Tennessee. I appreciate you asking the questions. That keeps me on point, like that helps me not feel like I'm sitting here just babbling about nothing and boring anybody. Did I say your name right? Alita? Is it Alita? Well, what I was going to say is I got a sister in Tennessee. I had a brother that died at 19. He was 19 years old. I was 9 or 10 probably. I can't remember exactly, but he died that year before Thanksgiving. So I had not had my birthday that year, but he was the youngest. My sister is like almost a year older than him. And they were both about 10 years apart from me. Like I just turned 51. She had turned 61. You know what I mean? Like in October of last year. Listen to me. I don't know. I could be off on my sister's birthday. It's either August or October. I don't know. I don't know how I just totally spaced that. I talk to her every so often. Like we have each other's numbers, and I text her sometimes we interact in a week's time more than others, but she works a lot. She's married. She's got kids. She's got grandkids. Both her kids are grown, but she's got grandkids. One of the grandkids lives with her. Now he's grown too, but he's still living there. And she also works like sometimes 6 days a week at Walmart. Hey, hey, I don't want to. Well, it ain't that late, but and I'm trying to be conscious of how loud I'm beating on this bucket. Cause there is neighbors, but I'd be more conscious of it if it was like 2 hours into the night already. But that was what I was talking about. Like, I would love to have like a cool, because you can get a pretty decent, like, depending on how many pieces you wanted with the electric drum set. There was one on Amazon that I could have got for about the less pieces. I got it for $2.49 or $3, and then if you wanted to add another piece or two to it to have a little bit more, No, I'm in the South, man. I'm in a BFE, I was physically born and raised in Tennessee, and I haven't moved around a whole lot. I haven't traveled a whole lot. I have traveled, but not like out west or anything. So most of the extent of my travel has been in the South and some up north. But I did. So from Tennessee, I ended up in North Carolina for about almost 11 years, and then I intended on going back to North Carolina. Like I said, I still have a drum set there. I have a collection of comic books there at my friend's house, and they're still there. I know because he's a really good guy, him and his mom. I used to rent a room from him. But I'm in Alabama now. So about 5.5 years ago, right before my birthday and right before Christmas, somebody had just gotten recently back in touch with me. They were like, hey, we're going to come scoop you up and bring you back to Alabama. You're going to spend Christmas and birthday and New Year with me and blah, blah, blah. And so I left with the intention of not knowing when I was going back because I didn't have a place that I was renting or anything anymore and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't have nothing tying me back there other than I'd lived there for 11 years and I like a lot of the people that live there. Are you on the West Coast? Is it Zio? I'm going to say it's Zio because Zio is Z-A-O and that's Z-E-O. So. But you know what's weird is growing up in the South, I know I sound Southern, but there was a lot of people that I grew up around well, not grew up around, but sometimes people would meet me and they didn't think until like they found out, they didn't know that I was Southern. Like, and I don't know how they didn't hear the accent, but sometimes it was because of my thinking. Like the types of music I listened to, you know what I mean? Like I like growing up, I was in high school, I was into the hard stuff, the heavy, and I mean, I still like it, but I've branched out over the years. You know, as I became older, I started listening to all kinds of stuff, and it just depends on the mood. Like I love, like I said, I like gospel music even. I like some hip hop, some, you know, it just depends. If it's real mainstream, I'm not liking it too much, but, you know. Okay, MA, that's Massachusetts, isn't it? Or is that oh. Okay. So I hope everybody's doing all right, and I hope that you have enjoyed me being here. Uh, Yesterday we did a live stream, and there was a good, it was a handful of people. We had up to probably, there was a consistent 6 or 7 people in the chat, and then there was, and we did a lot, and I went live for like an hour and 40 something minutes. So that was really nice to not have to worry about, like I had been with having to use another phone to the hotspot and all that, and I only had a limited amount of data on my hotspot. So now I'm set up where basically I can go live just about any time, and it's probably not gonna, you know, like the phone is capable of allowing me to be live straight off of my data without having to be connected to a Wi-Fi hotspot. So, but let me see what time it is. Y'all just tell me. I appreciate anybody that's been helping me, asking questions and things like that. It helps me, especially if nobody's, because I'm not seeing anybody that is regularly sometimes here. That there's like a community of folks that do, if they are able to catch my live. And if you ever catch another one, you will see and meet them. That's the one thing I do like about the people that do come in and watch me. They always, most everybody's respectful in my videos, comments, and for the most part, there's only been a few times that I had a few issues with some people trolling the chat, and that was last year when I was doing some live streams like on Fridays and Saturday nights, and sometimes we'd have like 20 plus people. You know, like it was starting to grow, and so that's when I ended up having to make moderators and stuff, because you'd have some, say we'd be on a certain topic and everybody's getting along, everybody's communicating in the chat, everybody's having a good communication, and then you get some butthole come into the chat and keep just like saying the same question over and over, or just saying one weird word that's completely off topic. You know what I mean? Like trying to get somebody to, like trying to get a rise out of me or somebody else in the chat, you know, trolling. So I'm sure that will happen again. You know, that's just part of the nature of the internet, isn't it? The more live stream I get to doing again and start building the audience up, at some point I expect to have a good amount of people coming in, and I want to be able to think about going forward also doing live streams with an actual specific idea in mind for the live stream. Like pinning a question in the chat or something, you know, like about something deep or something, and just seeing where that goes when people come to watch. Because I'm usually in a deep place of thinking. I feel weird beating on the bucket and then talking and not talking and not knowing. I don't know why I feel like that, but a lot of times it's just nervous energy. Like, be honest with you, I go live because I get anxious and nervous, and I just want to have somebody to communicate with, and it's nice. And I know that there's people that watch the channel that are in the same boat that I'm in a lot of times. Like a lot of people that I know that subscribe are a lot of times by themselves. Maybe they live alone, or they do live with someone, but they spend a lot of time by themselves. And this is a way to come and have a sense of community. Oh, okay. FedEx is at the neighbors. I knew I heard something like a backing up beep. Okay. So, yeah, guys, man, if you haven't subscribed to this channel and you just found me, feel free to. I can't say that, like, I feel like this live stream has been all right, but I just feel a little uncomfortable, like it's not been as, but you never know how things are going to go. You don't know until you just go for it and you go live, I wonder sometimes why anybody even would want to come and communicate with me and watch and interact. But I also understand why, because if you watch some of the videos I've got on the channel, I discuss life topics and deep stuff. And I mean, sometimes I share fun stuff, but I like to know that people know they're not alone. That's my main thing. I want people to feel like, you can come to a live stream on my channel here and feel welcome, and that the other people that you might meet and encounter are going to treat you well too. And that's what a sense of community and interaction. That being said, I've been, there's some people that I subscribe to that do some good live streaming in the mornings. I've been wanting to stop into some of their chats. It's just sometimes in the morning when they're doing their stream, I'm busy making my first videos, or, just kind of like trying to figure out what the game plan for the day is. Like starting off with gratitude first. That's a must. I have to be grateful even on bad days. But let's see here. So I think, see, what's today? Monday? I'm seeing myself probably go live several times this week. Like, really, be honest, if, I've got the ability to go live any time, any day if I want to, but, and I do know that doing these live streams helps to add watch hours to the channel and all that kind of stuff, Like, I'm not a channel that's monetized or anything, and I don't even know if I was given that option, if I'd do it. Because I know that I could end up, if I can grow the channel enough, there's ways to make income from it without having to necessarily be monetized through ads. Like either have a membership fee, like if someone wanted to pay a $2 to $5 membership and they get extra content or anything like that, members only. Or you can have, people super chat. I know Ethan Van Skyver, well, he's monetized too, but he makes a lot of his money off his channel through his live streaming. Like people, but he has a pretty good size audience. That's a comic book artist. If you didn't know, he was a pro comic book artist for the big companies, and then he got blackballed and all that for his political views, and started Comicsgate and stuff like that. I hope to discuss some of that kind of stuff on Greycloud's Thoughts on my second channel. That's where I will be taking that type of content eventually. Because I've got some things I'd like to do overviews of. There's a book I should be doing an overview of. A friend of mine put his first novel out last year, and I liked it. It was, it's not real thick and long, but it's a horror novel, and it was cool. And I'm long overdue on doing a video on it. So that's probably going to be one thing I do for Greycloud's Thoughts. But I'm trying to get that channel to at least 50 subscribers once I get 50 subscribers there, I can also live stream on it. But my main channel is this channel and stuff. It's just, I think the way I was trying to do things and do so much different types of stuff, I'm very eclectic. My range of what I like, music-wise, art-wise, movie-wise, reading material, you know what I mean? It's all over the place. I like anything from a good Western to a good sci-fi to a good drama to a thriller. And that's reading or watching on a movie type thing. I like, and like I done mentioned, my music taste is a kind of, like I said, it's eclectic. It's just going to depend on how I'm feeling, what day it is, and what the, you know, if the mood is calling for certain types of music, that's what I'm going to be listening to. Now, if I got company, sometimes I'm going to try to abide and pick out things that everybody can listen and like. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. But I used to, when I had a computer, I'd make playlists and I would mix it all up. I'd have this whole range of different styles of music. I could just hit play on the playlist and it would go from, you might hear a country song, the next song be rap, the next song be metal, the next song be rock, the next song be gospel. And I would keep it that way so like whoever's visiting, it would be kind of like a variety of different styles. And then if there was something to hit that was a little bit too much for them, I could just skip it. You know what I mean? Like, let's say somebody's not into the heavy stuff and something comes on that they're like, could you please like turn that down, or can we listen to something else? You know. But guys, please don't think that the live streams are always like I feel like today I'm a little off. Like, it's not as I got to get out of this mindset of thinking I have to entertain. But I feel like if someone's coming here, I want to have something to present and be like, you know. But yeah, right before I went live, I made me a big old, I've got me a pot of, it's macaroni and cheese with some ground beef in it and a chopped up onion and stuff. And it's a good bit of ground beef. I like my meat. And I don't mean that in a dirty or weird way. I meant, you know, like, but, so what I was saying is, my stomach's telling me that maybe this is a good stopping point. I've been here for like 47. We're going on 50 minutes. And I hope that if you weren't subscribed, that you will consider subscribing to this channel and check me out again. And you never know. Like, I mean, I could find myself bored as crap later and be live again tonight, but that's probably not going to happen. But that does happen sometimes. Sometimes I'll be live in the morning, then live like in the afternoon, but I haven't done a live stream at night, like in the evening in a while. Like yesterday was the first time I'd done it as late as I did it. And like I said, we went for an hour and 40 something minutes. But when you have a good flow, if there's a good consistency of different people coming in and out and actually communicating, that creates a good atmosphere. But anyway, I wanted to just say I appreciate you guys being here, and please feel free to come by again. Check out more of the channel if you haven't already. And I appreciate each question. I appreciate you guys. Alita, Zio, thanks. I really appreciate it. You helped me get through just a little bit of anxiousness and just nervousness that I was having. And hopefully, if you ever return, I will have more to offer to you guys, you know, on some level of or whatever. But until next time, and if you didn't know, I always end my videos with the word ditto. That's in memory of a dear friend, Sarah Boylan, who overdosed in 2018. Ditto was mine and her special word. We would, like, if we were out in public and we didn't want to have to say, "Oh, I love you," all I had to say was ditto, and she said ditto, and we knew what each other meant. When she passed, I made myself a promise that at some point I wanted to honor her by using that word with other people. Like on the channel, from time to time, I like to explain that because someone new to the channel come and watch a video and I end it with, "Oh, well, until next time, Grey Cloud, Sage of the Eternal Moment." Yeah, Gray Cloud, Sage of the Eternal Moment, over and out. Ditto. Where you hear ditto, you might, if you know what the word means, it means same back to you. But you might be wondering, well, what's he saying back to me? So now you know. If you ever watch a video and you see me saying ditto, or you come into the chat, the community, that's how we say we love each other. Like I love you guys. I love everybody that supports this channel and the calls here. And I'm looking forward to. I've had a good few days. I had a couple of weeks in my head, stuck in my head, and I was dealing with things in an inappropriate manner. I've got back on track a couple of days ago, and I've had a good day again. Another good day. This is like a third day in a row that I can say I'm on an upswing, and I'm glad. So until next time, guys, y'all have a good evening, and ditto.